to everyone. It's Ada from Rock, and I give a welcome back to an amazing woman. We are from two different opposite sides of the world and two different time zone, but same day. So, welcome, Vigundr, and known as Mary, if I may say it. And how are you, first of all?
I'm good. I'm very good. Thank you.
It's
And
a.
how are you?
I'm okay. I'm still in the process of waking up, so.
Mm.
My body's starting to be active. I'm
Yeah, I think I'm the lucky one here because I've got a nice evening, so
really
I'm nice and awake.
so yeah, and then you can go easily to rest. I'm seeing you behind your back, your
Mm.
amazing instrument, your tools of spirituality behind you, the drums.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
I mean it.
Yeah.
Put that on purpose.
Well, I'm in the middle of recording at the moment, so I've got sort of stuff
Recording
everywhere.
again. You're preparing another album.
Yes, I am.
Oh, but you gave us
Did
your
I
album
did I
now.
spill that? Did I spill that so early?
Oh, but
Yeah, no,
really?
I've already got it. I've already got it mapped out and pretty much
Yeah, good.
pretty much almost done, but I've
You have to,
just
but I
gotta
mean, yeah, like I was telling
spend
him,
some time on it.
because of course, Siðr is been out finally after
Yes.
you left all us crave for your music with your first single. Lord for pronounce it you because I'm first single. Because when we did the interview, there was only one single out.
Mm.
Everyone wanted to more music, and you release new singles, of course, new video clip, and people get insane. The numbers of the views. I know, I mean, I was watching this morning. All of those people literally were craving for an album. So you give us an album. Now what? You're giving just let us enjoy. You said maybe you're like no. You have to just put all you waited for too much. And now you will have one album, two album, three album, an encyclopedia of Northern spirituality. But I mean, how is
Yeah,
it going? Because of course, since the release of the album, how is it going? How do you feel finally to have put Siðr out?
it's definitely a relief because I've been with it for quite a few years. I've been recording and um I've actually been recording quite a lot. I haven't just done the first album. There's been, it's quite a bit put down. It's just a matter of
Yeah,
what what I kind of feel it out, what needs to
yeah,
go where. And so the first album it just, you know, without sounding, strange, but it sort of chooses its from the songs that I had put
yeah.
down, it was sort of choosing what it wanted to be on there. And I wanted to dedicate that album more around ritual and magic and
Okay.
the old ways of those things. And the next album will be a little bit different, but
Yeah. So of
yeah.
course, because I loved, and I have to be, because of course we all have one favorite, at least video clip for by now. Mine's Forn. I love that it's all this
Oh,
dance. It's a really like a ritualistic dance because one thing that I remember and then I read as well in your biography is like the freedom of letting the body move like the dance,
mm,
the ritual itself. And especially for women, I think it's important because we ground ourselves with the soil, with with the world, with the earth, and
yeah, yeah.
and in front of you are literally it's like literally dancing free drumming is a raw but it's ethereal, it's beautiful. I mean it's my favorite video clip of you, and I saw as well like since from the first thing there is as well like a more, and I don't want to say change on you, but you are more like literally you fuse yourself, you shape your, you put literally you are I don't know like part, I don't know to say priestess ritualist, you're like opening more to more tools. I can feel it, the what you want to transmit and what to make feel other people from, at least from Forno, because I
Mm.
can perceive that energy of letting everything for people free. In fact, I wanted to put into the gym, but imagine me dancing in the gym. So of course I wanted to start talking about form because I really liked it and I watched the video more than once because it's almost going, put you in a journey ecstatic mood. It's beautiful, really.
Well, thank you. Yeah, that was probably, I have to say, I had the most fun doing
Really?
that film clip. That was a really nice experience because um just the areas we were in is well, pretty much everything we've done has been pretty special
Okay.
places, but this one was yeah, it was just a little hidden away area with just, crows everywhere. And we went on a rainy day on the dance scene, and literally I was treading mud the whole time, but
Oh,
it
really?
felt good though. It felt great. Yeah, it
Yeah,
was a bit messy. I thought I'd end up with mud all over my dress, but it would have just added to it. So,
yeah,
but yeah.
that's how you, and as well because of course, because like I want to ask about how the message, which message you want to share with the song, with the lyrics and the sound of for example.
Well, Fawn doesn't have any lyrics. It's just
Yeah.
vocalization, and I know some of the vocals might sound like words, but
Mhm.
I often do a lot of that where I will just feel a vocalization come through, and it might sound like I'm mouthing words, but
It's your
it's just what wants to come out in that way, and I don't necessarily always feel I need words to you know project that. But the message is just, I think the film clip says it all really, but it's a matter of just reminding us, you know, where we come from.
yeah.
And I don't just mean, only 100 years ago. I mean a long time ago. And we think because we don't live there anymore that it's gone, but it really isn't at all. We have it in us, and we can feel it and tap into it at any time. And uh it's just, yeah, it's right there with us, whether we see it, feel it or not, whether we think we don't feel it or not, but I
Yeah.
believe we all can feel it. We just don't know what we're feeling a lot of the time until we become more aware of what it is and how to
But
connect with it. Um, yeah, it's just a reminder as well to just um, go out into wild places and just listen, and just, if you feel like you need to be, wild and dance, then that's what you should do. And if you want to sing and let your voice out, that's what you should do. And feel the grass, with your hands, and the dirt, and just like, personally, I'm always really in awe when I'm in
yeah.
really natural areas that are,
Yeah.
I want to say, undisturbed by people, because you can get beautiful areas, but people flock to it and build on
Yeah.
it because they think
The
it's
top, the
so
energy.
nice. So let's all live here.
That's
And then
yeah.
although it's still technically nature around you and it's still there, it's almost like the energy's dimmed. So
It's there are
that's why it's
different.
good to find areas. Yeah. And that's why it's good to find areas that just
Mm.
hasn't been disturbed
Yeah.
yet. And I say yet, unfortunately, because that's the way it goes today. But yeah, and then you can, and everywhere is different, and that's what's amazing about nature, is everywhere has different, and has different energy. And it's like you can go to a place and feel a completely different way than you were in a different area. And it's like it's, to me, that's always been, I felt that since I was a kid, and I've always searched for that since I, you know,
Yeah.
felt it really strongly one day as a kid. And just couldn't explain it at the time, but I just knew that I wanted to go back there again, and because something happened, and that was, unexplainable, but felt just amazing. And it's as I've gotten older, I've recognized that feeling is it's it's quite worth exploring that, because um we don't feel enough, I think. And I think that's another, you
Yeah,
know, message I'd say from the whole album, right? Not just Fawn, but to get back to feeling, because the feeling, it's hard to explain, but the feeling is and just for lack of a better word and without a long explanation, I'm just using the word feeling, but I think you know what I mean. Uh it's almost like you can hear a lot, you know, when you just use that sense, that feeling. Whereas if you think too much, um, it's kind of like putting a cardboard cutout, you know,
it's true.
in
Yeah,
front of you and pretending that's you, and it's not really able to absorb anything. It's like almost like a shield, really. But if you can sit back and start to grow what that feeling is, it will get stronger, and then that's where um, you start to notice that it's almost like you're feeling the energy that was always there, but you
yeah.
just maybe didn't notice it before.
Yeah, it's I think it's something that can be applied to any type of thing that we can feel, whether it's a feeling, for example, positive one, whether it's a
Mm.
emotion, whether it's a situation we are living, anything, even a negative
Yeah,
one, because sometimes we tend immediately, even we feel that something that is not, maybe is new, or maybe we don't like to feel, we just close it, and maybe that's part of who we are too, and we tend to close the door or put a wall. It's better to say we put a wall, literally, but a big wall, and we put that aside. But even as who we are, for example, if I am that way, I have that way of being, and maybe I don't like it because I don't know, people judge, or I judge myself, I put it aside. But sometimes connecting, maybe that's part of my nature, and because we never tend to accept ourselves, we always want to be better, we always want to be improving that, because we have to be perfect. But maybe we, no, maybe we are perfect because we are. Sometimes, there are people in the world that might say to you, you should be smarter than that, whatever. But what is that there's no comparison. Who
exactly,
is smarter than who? Maybe I
exactly.
am in
Yeah,
my own way smarter. And so, and maybe for that we tend to say, I'm not enough. And we stick with that. And maybe instead of being, I don't know, a percussionist, that I feel that I'm not good enough, I lose. I put that instrument aside and I go to play, I don't know, a flute. I don't, and maybe I can do both. So, with what you're saying, it's just, I think it can give many, not opportunity, but can help, because all about your music is about, it really is like a tool that can be used in a spiritual way, in a ritualistic way, but also as a personal, to just understand that it's not only good to let us free, because one thing that reminds me a lot of you is a book that is written by it's a Women Who Run with the Wolf.
oh yeah,
Reminds me of you a lot, that book, of your music, of yourself as a person, of literally setting us free, and but connect with our ancestor.
yes,
That's
yep,
remind me a lot of you and
exactly.
your energy. So I don't know,
Well,
like,
that's a good thing.
yeah,
That's a good thing.
that's your music. I think is that about not only for women, of course, but just for setting us free. We can be wild, but even as a quiet nature, like we don't have to be wild all the time. We can just be quiet.
Yeah, don't have to set fire to the town.
Yeah. I can just,
So,
sitting in the lake and watching the lake like that. Put one feet in the lake. Okay, it's not a problem. Everything is good. Everything is okay. And one thing that, of course, people may maybe don't see. We did already an interview about your own personal background. We speak a little bit about spirituality. So please go and watch it. I will put the link, of course, so people can go and watch. But one thing that I always want to remind is your own approach, because you talk a lot about ancestors, and connecting with these ancestors. How you, of course, not the one I know personally, but how is your way of connecting for yourself with your ancestors in this world of, let's say, earth, in the earth, nature world, or spiritual itself?
Yeah. One of my, well, this won't sound like a surprise, I'm sure, but one of my biggest ways is through the music. Um,
Yeah.
so creating the music and sitting with it, and and not even just my music, but
Yeah.
if it resonates, that's just such a big way for me to
Express.
expand that. But then, as I explained before, it's finding those areas that, especially if you come across a natural space that is something is just
So,
like you can really feel something there, and it just feels magical and amazing. Um,
yeah.
if you find those places, and everywhere is different, yeah, just go there and just sit with it, and maybe combine music with it as well, because I think that's an amazing,
Yeah.
music is one of the best tools. Even if you just sit with your own, I don't know, if you have a drum or if you have sticks or you just use your voice,
Bones.
you don't have to. And a lot of people would say, "Oh, I can't sing, so I can't use my voice." But I think,
The first.
I think, I think that, it's not about that. It's not about singing and trying to sound like somebody or judging yourself. It's just letting the voice go.
Yeah.
And of course, the more you do it, the more you get used to it, and
Yeah.
you'll probably end up sounding better just from doing it. But
So,
just yeah, just letting it out, because that is actually a way to align certain frequencies within you.
okay.
If you
Yeah.
use your voice, it is actually a really powerful tool. It doesn't have to be sounding good in
Okay.
in terms of like the singer you like or
I think
whatever.
of a sound healing, like the frequency of sound healing itself, because
Yeah,
yeah, each like each chakra has kind of a frequency healing. That's how works the sound healing. So kind of, let's say, even maybe someone could use one of those frequencies to just go with that.
yeah, yeah, of course.
Yeah,
That's right. Yeah.
and that's
Um, well, it's a very old Indian thing to use the voice in certain
yeah. I don't know.
tones, as I think everybody knows by now, to align certain chakras. But that's because that's what it does. And so you've got that voice there available to you.
Yeah,
And I think the less you worry about how it sounds,
it's
I
better.
think the better it will sound.
Yeah,
I
because
think the better it will sound.
yeah, because like I said, it's always about that. We worry always about what other person, what even us think about ourselves. So sometimes we just, I think, when going in lost places with no people, maybe even at the beginning or always, whatever, just even alone, maybe at the begin, just us, and take the shoes off, maybe start to dance, try to play anything, even with your hands on yourself, and try to vocalize a little bit. I think go starting slowly. I will start to,
Well, really,
yeah,
just go with the energy. I mean, if
yeah,
you are getting an urge to do something, and you're in a natural setting, especially, and you're just feeling um something shift, just, yeah,
yeah,
express it, do it. And I believe
but
that goes towards
we,
our own healing, really. I mean, it sounds like a very small thing to be doing, but it gradually, it all adds up,
and I,
the more you allow
yeah,
yourself. Because if you do things and you're feeling silly or anything like that, as long as you're aware that all that is just ego, and
exactly, yeah,
it's okay. It's okay. It's known. You don't have to stop, and you don't have to start thinking. You just know it's there. You know you're feeling silly, but you just keep going,
yeah,
and just know that that's what it is. It's just ego. That's it. And so then you start to do it again, and then you do it again, and then you start to realize,
yeah,
oh, the ego that's there really. it doesn't really change the fact that I'm still doing this thing and I'm still enjoying it. And so it doesn't really have much power really. And it's not a big deal. And then eventually it just starts to lessen and lessen. And then you start to be really free with it. And then it starts to
Yeah,
feel really good.
yeah, and that's because that's the type of freedom that make you feel in peace with the world, not to worry about anything else, like what other people think,
Yeah.
what you think. And I think it's a way as well to live good, because you're gonna live every
Yeah.
emotion. You're not gonna be at, like those things like anxiety. Yeah, of course you might always have it, but you're gonna live it, fear, in a different way with acceptance. That's okay. I have it. Let's leave it. Even when you are, I don't know, an argument with someone else, you're gonna have this calm state of being. Even if you're feeling nerve, you know that you can go
Yeah.
that this kind of third safe place. Let's call it as we want. And even in your home, you can end up in your house, you can end up just singing or do small practice that are powerful. I used to drum at 3 in the morning in my house, and people hate me, but who cares? Because
I remember you saying that last time.
so I think nothing is changing. So the same. So of course I use
I do the same. I do the same.
I
I
use
do get it. I'm just like, sorry.
maybe I try, maybe I try to use more a thick drum with the skin thick than maybe more swollen, more thick, so the sound is like. But like I have a woman said to me, Azrun from Ivar, she told me because I was drumming, she says, "Mash that drum." It's like, I don't want to, but she's right. Like, let the energy, and that's what I love about.
Yeah.
Because I'm seeing there is this beautiful, like you and I mean you and her mainly, this new, not new. You are like coming towards this a new way of seeing the spirituality, which is less sitting and playing just an instrument and singing, and it's more about the flowing and the energy in the body. And I'm seeing like you and Asru, both of you. I think at least that I know. There could be of other people, of course, other women, but as a woman, I'm just seeing both of you doing that. So that's why I was picturing like you and her playing on a stage, both of you dancing and drumming. The stage is gonna blow because it's such a the body you show this move, like you can really influence about letting the flowing of the energy in the body, because it's all a flow. If we keep the flow stagnant,
Yeah.
it doesn't go out nor through the voice, nor through an instrument, nor through the grounding. It has We have to move to do something, to just move like stupid, like the balloon that you in the car rental, like the stupid balloon. Just who cares?
That's an excellent analogy. Oh my God. That's just given me an amazing
Yeah,
image.
yeah, and of course,
Yeah, yeah, you could say that. Yes. You could say that.
yeah, of course. I mean, if we do that in a folk live show, it's gonna be, oh my god. But I mean, now, because of course, Siðr is out. You have a very amazing video clip out. You're planning some other video clip to release, or we can, or for the time. You're a minute. You don't stop it now. You will never stop. It's like now everyone.
The floodgates are open. I'm afraid. So it's just I'm just going with the energy. I'm not stopping. So I do actually plan to do a film clip for every song.
Okay,
So
and
I will have another.
each single for each video, a video for each song. That's beautiful. You can put it all together at the end. Make a movie. I don't know.
Yeah. I could do that.
Like a kind of a journey, a meditative process, something like that. It's a kind of a journey, spiritual journey, all in one. A visual spiritual journey. That's cool.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah, I wonder. I mean, you're not gonna stop. I knew it. I knew it. Once the album is out, Vigundr is gonna be not only now, it's gonna be everywhere. But one thing as well, like before talking about a little bit more the album, is that you think, because of course, um, we are live in any place of the world there is energy, but especially in mainland in Europe, we are so packed of civilization and invasion, we are literally packed. There's no one place that is open. You don't have that sense of openness. You have a kind of
Yeah.
almost like it's close. And I live in an island, so me living in an island, it's better. Let's say that I feel more that I'm more open towards it. But people living in the center of in Europe, in this big, they have more like closed. So there is energy indeed, but I think not in places like still kind of untouched, like Australia, for example, where you are. So I think for a kind of way you have a different type of energy coming from your let's say your I would say your country, different type of energy that gives a different. That's why I perceive it different. So different energy
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
music. And when I went to the gym and listen, that's where I listen music. I listen on your album, and there was a different type of energy. Of course, you can perceive the ancestor, the pagan, the northern, the folk, but another type as well, like of untouched energy.
Yeah.
So, so that's I want to ask you about mainly the core about Siðr, what it is in your words.
In my words,
Yeah.
it's being able to sit and just go deep in yourself
Okay.
and just really feel, and I'm not talking about sit with your thoughts and the things that come into your mind and tell
Yeah.
you stuff and start to talk to you. No, no, no. If you can get through that layer
Mhm.
and really feel what is there, there is really magic there, and
Yeah.
it feels like it feels amazing.
Yeah. Indeed.
And if you can tap into that, you learn that you can tap into that anywhere, anytime, even if you're in your bedroom, like where you're sitting right now,
Yeah.
and say you think to yourself, well, where can I go that's natural and away from people? And, I can't get there right now. And so how do you do that? So you sit with yourself. And I want to just add in here as well that I use my breath a lot as well. I think that's actually really important.
Yeah. Thank you
Um,
for saying that.
we're
No,
not we're not taught we're not taught that anymore either. But the breath is actually a really good,
people don't know how to breathe.
very good connector.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
And
don't.
I kind of feel there's not much point. It's not really much point trying to go deep and not use your breath, or you might be shallow breathing or just breathing wrong in general. I think they definitely go together. We have to find a way to merge, the physical body with that energy,
Yeah.
and that's one of the ways is to use your breath and to
Exactly.
breathe slower in the abdomen,
Yeah.
and you can play around with it if you like, but slowly is really the way, and deep. And
Yeah.
as you do that, you just feel what's going on. And I know what I'm describing sounds a lot like I'm just basically describing meditation, because
Not.
that's what
Yeah.
that's what it could be called. But um,
So it's.
I think it's just a very personal experience with your deeper part of you that is always there and
Yeah.
and can always be tapped into at any time. And then when the more you do it, just like everything else, the more you do it, the more it starts to expand, and then hopefully you can start to find ways to recognize that your voice in your head,
Exactly.
um, it's okay. Like if it is mostly negative, you don't want to be listening to it. It doesn't mean you're bad because all your voice says is negative things. It
Yeah.
means you just hear it and go, okay, and you just accept that it's doing that, and then you um, just keep moving forward with, and then the
Yeah.
voice will slowly start to change. And
Yeah.
it's a matter of just not buying it. Like it can say anything it likes to you. It can tell you the worst person in the world, but if you just go, okay, and then just keep going and don't actually buy it,
Yeah.
it'll change absolutely everything. So it's not so much what it's saying and when it's saying it, it's how we're responding to.
Exactly.
And it's as I'm talking, it sounds like I'm talking about when
No,
another
no.
person talks to you, because that's kind of what it's like. It's
Yeah.
not really wholly you. So when your mind is running off like that. It's kind of
yeah,
like you have to
exactly.
imagine someone is just talking to you and you choose to listen or not.
Yeah.
But um but Siðr is uh back to the whole view of it. It's connecting with our ancestors, but really,
Yeah.
really far back to when they just were absolutely free and when nature was, you know, everything rather than trying to control it and
Okay.
see can nature make us money,
Yeah. So it's kind
you
of
know, and
a free word for nature and for ancestors.
yeah, but it's well, the actual word is ritual.
Okay.
And so that being such a big part of
Yeah.
the planet
Yeah.
before it became taboo, should we say? But again, ritual can be anything and
Yeah.
it can be very personal and it can literally be you can just sit and listen and feel and then go with that feeling and energy and do something that is, say, in gratitude
Yeah.
uh, or even just to say acknowledge your ancestors
Yeah.
or acknowledging yourself, your higher
Yeah.
consciousness that is there, and even just doing a ritual to acknowledge that,
Yeah.
um, and just to even just to acknowledge and be grateful for that energy that is with you,
Yeah.
even just
Exactly.
that. And then, of course, we've got the side of it that is magic, and then that delves into a whole deeper.
Yeah. Of
And
course.
that's more, what do you want to achieve with what you're casting and what are you doing? But for the most part, I like to focus more on things that are
Deeply.
uh, you know, more in gratitude
Yeah.
uh or protection in a
Well,
way, which
yeah.
is, always a good thing,
Yeah. And no, but
especially when there's so much noise everywhere and
that's
chaos.
beautiful. But that's beautiful because of course the language that you use is an art and language. And it shouldn't but not be easy for you just literally sing in that language and learn it, at least for your music. But there is in all album, because of course I think your album, as I did, it goes from the first song to the last song. But
Mm-hmm.
in your
Mm-hmm.
one, there is I don't want to say because it sounds not good said. There is one song, one that you felt while you were singing, while you're composing, you felt deeply connected to it for one reason or another one.
The first song on
Yeah,
the album, that was interesting how that happened because, as I said, the all the songs there's always energy that goes along with hearing
yeah,
what's coming through. But in this particular time, it was like an influx that was really strong. And I could hear the beginning chanting that plays in the song. Um, the beginning chanting, I could hear it as if it was um, like being sung in externally. Like it was very strange. Like I could hear it quite clearly. And then I just sat with that and was just trying to sort of feel what was happening. And then it's as if I could feel,
yeah.
just ancestors surrounding me. It was very odd and very, very nice. And then I knew at that moment I had to go straight into it's always the way, straight into the room and start putting it down. And that's how that
It
started.
was your call.
Started from that first chant.
It was your call, maybe, like your ancestor trying to tell you to embark in this journey of discovering the let's say what's that the roots, but the real ancient and maybe forgotten past. And
Yeah, yeah.
and I think a way maybe because doing this research, this journey, this ritual, as we want to call it, it's like you're channeling that to other people as well. Like so, it's kind of let's say like your ancestor could have told you to embark on your journey, but in the same way you are kind of sharing that with other people, like going to search for your roots, for your past, your old past, not the past that we mean in the 2000 years ago, past that is really forgotten, maybe not, is not even known to our, the man, the most famous historian, the unknown past, let's say.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it's being unknown is makes it more, there's mystery there, which
Yeah.
makes it a lot more captivating, I think,
And
as well, because then we can start to work more on the feeling of it rather than knowledge of it.
exactly.
And the first song I feel is yeah, it felt like a lot of it was quite a it's quite a connection with that song in particular. I mean, like, yeah,
Connected.
all of them I could say, but
Yeah.
that first song was quite, that was a very surreal feeling, and I hope that I could transfer it through the sound, that feeling that came to me to bring me that song. I hope I was able to bring that through the song, so that when people heard it, hopefully that was same thing
Yeah.
is transferred in a positive way, because it is like saying, remember, just remember, basically.
Yeah, just
And
one word. Yeah.
if I was to say, back to what you were asking before about how I would sum it up, if I would sum up this album, I would say that we all have a deep wisdom in us, and it's time to wake it up.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. And to waking up and to use it in the correct way, which is, of course, different for each one of us. You have your
Well,
knowledge
yeah,
to use it with your own tools and skills, through your
yeah,
music, through your
yeah,
sound. I can use it through, I don't know, the naturopathic field, the meditation, the breath working, the Shirin Yoku. Each one of us has different way of doing. Other people can just simply baking food, baking cake. That's good. I like it this way. This way. I like.
yeah, wouldn't complain about that.
We should. You can imagine like connect with your ancestor cake.
Sure,
I
why
mean,
not?
if you think about it,
Seriously.
really, like baking is it's really one of
I,
the most. It's a
it's still
really,
still it's a primal thing,
yeah.
technically.
Just if you think of just the most ancient known, like for example Pompeii, there are still the oven. They were
Yeah,
actually
exactly.
making just making bread. I think even prior, like, and then we will see now a new folk genre, people going with a baguette and drum. But
That
it's like
that's a very interesting
yeah.
thought. Yeah,
But even in the feasting, at the gathering, the feasting is a all energy sharing. Of course, with the people that you share the same energy with, similar energy at least. That's all that include food. Food is a kind of energy too. But I liked what you said a lot about breath. People don't are aware really how to breathe correctly, and if you can't patronize, let's say not patron, but if you can't have a good relationship with your breath, you can't you lose many things about yourself. You lose completely.
absolutely, absolutely. It is actually so important.
Yeah.
If now more than ever, because we're in a crazy time where everything is manic and everything is fast, and disconnected is probably the biggest word. If you asked me what does the modern world mean to you, I would just say
Not
disconnected
connected, yes.
completely from
Even if,
everything,
yeah, even
even
if
each
we are
other.
connected, even if we are connected through with everything, more we are connected through these, more we are disconnected from what it's the the outside.
Yeah, big time,
Mind,
big
the
time. And
body.
so,
Um,
yeah. And so we're disconnected from our breath as well, which is
yeah,
something that if through that external way of life that we have now,
yeah,
which is so readily accepted
yeah.
and it's considered normal, but yeah, the breathing is wrong and it's all, you know, in the chest and shallow and it can cause a lot of anxiety,
Panic attack.
even if it's not, strong anxiety, it's still going to be
Yeah,
there under the surface. So connecting to our breath, and that's what I love about when I make music. I like to use that technique a lot of the breath because not only does it, you
yeah,
know, go with the rhythm, but it's also saying something. It's reminding you of that primal thing that we have, and and you know just waking that up and letting that out. And
that's
the
beautiful.
breath is
Yeah,
it's quite a powerful thing to just breathe. And you can, um, you can breathe slow, obviously, when you want to go deep and listen, and then you can breathe fast when you want to, just get more lively with
yeah.
the energy. And let's say you were, I don't know, you felt like
Really
going around a fire and
really
dancing.
amazing. Yeah, yeah, we were
You
just,
could use the breath and accelerate that what you're doing.
yeah,
And but really, when it comes to just living every day, I wouldn't recommend breathing fast all the time. I just saying that you can use
yeah,
that, but and
breathing.
that's a different topic. But generally, we should be breathing
So,
slower and more
yeah,
deeply, and especially spending time on our own with our own breath to sit with ourselves and
yeah,
feel that connection that we
alone,
literally can feel
alone,
anywhere.
alone. But especially,
Alone, yeah,
yeah,
alone is definitely a good way to
that's
do
what
it.
I learned. Yeah, because sometimes you say, I know who I am, I know what I want, I understand everything about myself. But then you ask them, they don't know, for example, how to breathe. You ask even to do, just even simple meditation, just simple, and they go in panic, but really in real like a fear of, I should I do that? How am I supposed to breathe? Not with my breast, with my chest. They go in panic and people this then they realize that another way they feel wrong, like I can't breathe. No, it's because we always focused here. And
Yeah,
never, because I think that, I mean, each one of us, we fight and we see the our thoughts, our way of living, going with our deepest and oldest version of us, of our ancestor, in different ways. But when you are alone with your mind and your soul, that's when you start to breathe. And because you have no one, you have no one surrounding you, so you have to go deep with yourself. You're not having, I don't know, let's say, a guide. Yeah, you're learning by yourself, and that's when you start to do the big work. And that's when music is going to help you. That's what music is for. It's a guide
yeah,
that if you just close your eyes, it's all in your hand. And that's why music is important, even when people have anxiety. Otherwise, why we listen music when we want to just, to take our mind off some thoughts, so to say it more like in the Western side of, let's say, meditation, whatsoever word. We just put music and start to do other things, like first things in the morning with the people turn on the radio. But if they sit more, like you said, awakening more consciously and doing the more proper job, could be with your music, could be with other music, other type of music. Each one of us has its own music. But I think that there are specific music melodies that are born to help you more. Like, for example, Siðr, because it burns with that type of energy, and it's easier if you are open to channeling this energy and give you more this the sense of calm and go deeper. And that's one of the way that I think you have this ability to, because you're the first person that really are speaking to me about breath in. Poison breathing a rock.
Oh, really?
It's important. That's why I mentioned twice, because it's important that people understand that if we can't breathe correctly, we will never get rid of the most common thing, let's say, for the people that maybe are not too much in the world of spirituality, the anxiety, let's say, the obsessive thoughts. But if we look more into the spiritual world, it's when you got more into the connection with your inner self, with your ancestor, and with the oldest, the forgotten time of who we are, because we have a soul. Our soul is there is the bonding trauma. Sometimes we have this bond generational trauma that we go throughout generation, and we don't understand why we have it till today, and why we have to pass it to other generation, for example. And it's our generation realizing that and it's stopping for many people. So that's one thing that I think our generation is starting to do, starting to healing generational trauma.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I think music is a big part of that as well. I think music can help to bring out hidden things, and if you allow yourself to let them out, you can get yourself little bits of healing as you go. And the breath as well, another very important channel to heal those traumas that are there. And I find that music, the right music, is, for me, it's a good reset button, So if I feel like, the energy's off, or I've been sort of, it just doesn't feel right, and maybe you've gone out somewhere and there's a lot of crazy stuff going on, and then you sit with the music and you have that, nice and loud, and the frequencies and everything will just reset everything about you, and it feels amazing, and you can just clean. It's almost like it's like a cleanser.
It's a cleanser, literally. It's like when how you put outside or in a stream or under the full moon crystal to cleanse. We have to cleanse ourselves as well. So each one of us at our own way to cleansing, but sometimes every day we are surrounded by a lot of energy, and as a crystal got negative energies, we get it too. So sometimes people could do a shower or a bath and they cleanse themselves, because we have some, I don't know if it happens to you too, but no, I don't think many people notice this feeling like at the end of the day, of no matter what type of the day, of weeks, whatever, you feel like you're full, like almost, no, was it dirty, but like,
I know what you mean.
You need really to take that out. And and you know how to do it. I know how to do it, because everyone knows it. We have our personal way, and can go really with the music, and with the music can go with some incense, can go with the shower, can go with the drumming. Even it's just a combination of both, and that it's a ritual as well.
Exactly.
Yeah. So all this connected to Siðr, you see. It's good. So that's why I think it's important that people start, and I think that's why as well people are diving more into your music, because of course, let's admit it, you created a lot of curiosity in people. Let's admit it. You were the mysterious one. You were the mysterious woman that was releasing, was like, who is Vigundr? And then here I am. You will never get rid of me, whether you like it or not. I'm here to heal you. I'm here to heal everyone. Like one day we will see masterclass. But
masterclass.
You're getting this too. I mean, you own it, and I could be, it's a good, like if you got this tool and you have the way to explain to people, could be masterclass. And many musicians does masterclass. They don't have to get a degree, but at least teach them how to let them. Just
look.
Just cooking cake, dancing. at the end it could be, you want with the cake?
Back to the cake. I think
Starting,
I think you I think I know what you're gonna go and do after this interview.
it's okay. I had to go to the gym. Though. I will go to,
Okay, after the
yeah,
gym then. After the gym so
I'm
that
gonna
you
go
can
to
feel
a
like you
bar
earned
and
it.
have a, because in Sicily we have a good pastry, so I'm gonna have the famous cannolo
Mm,
siciliano. So I'm gonna have the cannolo
yes.
after the gym, like the best example ever.
That's excellent.
For example, for me, gym is one of those places where I want to go when there is no one, because I'm affected by other people' energy. When it comes to say, I work this, no, don't
Yeah.
talk. Put music. There, I for sure will put your. I know that I'm gonna put your Siðr. I know myself. It's already on Spotify open, so I'm gonna put your and be there and follow this kind of cleansing. Come back home,
Yep.
take a shower, put some incense. Tonight, drum a little bit in between, because there is just so much that we don't know that we have to get rid of. Just read out, completely put off. We don't know that until maybe we are not full and we became stressed, we start to become nervous, we became really, really sometimes not kind with people. So when you notice all this pattern, and I think to all the people should, it's because your body is telling you something to just slow down, talk with yourself. And how you talk with yourself, if you can't breathe, all goes, it's a cycle, it's a wheel. So that's why you should do a master class.
And hopefully when you're talking to yourself, you're not
Yeah.
saying, you're a waste of space and things like
I'm
that.
not saying to myself,
Otherwise, I
yeah,
don't think you should be talking to yourself if that's happening.
no, yeah,
But but yeah, and now you can imagine, you get accumulate all of this that you're talking about, and then you go to sleep. Let's say you don't do anything about it, and then you go to sleep at night. And
yeah.
what are you doing? Now you are
Nightmare,
going into the dreamscape with all of that in your,
nightmares.
it's just yeah, building
I go,
building up and creating more of it really.
yeah,
And if then you get the extreme level where you get people who will,
yeah,
on a really bad way, thinking lots of
yeah.
really bad things, and then they go to sleep at night, and then that's you imagine what that's doing, and then they wake up to do it all over again, and they go to sleep again, and it just keeps
Exactly.
building, and then they just
Yeah.
become worse, of course.
It's because we don't know
But
that people don't notice that sometimes that we need to reset before going to sleep. It's easy to understand.
absolutely,
It's is
it's
it,
probably one of the most important things
yeah,
actually to
yeah,
take
like
to
breathing.
to before you fall asleep,
Take
to
some
make sure you've raised your
Yeah, it's just a simple way to let understand people, especially the girls. It's like when you have a fight when you're with your boyfriend, husband, whatsoever, and most of the people that what they want to do, solve the problem before going to sleep. How do we go to sleep if we have a fight? Even with your best friend, it's usually the boyfriend or the husband, and you go to sleep and you are not with that person. You have that sense of oppression that you go to sleep with. You can't sleep correctly because you want to solve the problem. That's the same thing. The only that's our relationship with us. If we don't solve that problem with us, which is that problem, that stress or whatever, if we don't cleanse ourselves, it's even worse, because the most important relationship is with us. Just to
yeah,
understand people
exactly,
how could be the
exactly.
feeling, because they don't, if you don't see, it's like that, if you don't see it, you don't do nothing. And then you ask why people said, why I have a panic attack, why I have anxiety, why I'm so stressed. Maybe your life is normal, there's nothing wrong around you, but maybe because you don't stop and see that there's nothing maybe wrong, you just need to have a talk with yourself.
Well, there's that word again, disconnected. You're
Yeah,
just disconnected.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
And no, not if you don't nurture regaining that connection, and I say
exactly.
regaining because I, believe we're all born with it, and then we
Yeah,
learn how to disconnect.
yeah,
So we have it when we come here,
exactly.
and then we're taught how to, you know, do other things that are a lot more successful than being connected, and we
Yeah,
all lose track, and so we have to nurture that to get it back because
yeah.
it is already there. It's not,
Ah,
it hasn't actually gone anywhere. It's
mm,
it's just if you imagine if you walk into a room that you have to clean a huge mess. And then underneath, you finally find that thing that you've been missing for so long. It's kind of like that, you know?
Yeah, that's why sometimes even I think we lose things because we are so busy about thinking about what's going on around us that our
Too
mind
much
is
thinking, too
not.
much thinking. Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes I lose things like, where is, like, for example, the class, you're working with your phone. Where is the phone? Or like, where are my glasses or my nose?
Yeah.
Because
Oh, that's,
so,
yeah,
but it's not,
do that a lot.
it's good as well to let the people know that that's not our collective fault. It's how we grew up,
Yeah.
because we are so used to run a thousand things, because like we have to do this, we have to do this because it's normal. But just let's think, even just how our grandparents were living a little bit slower, our ancestor, and here we come again to the ancestors. They were living slow, but really with that, I think slow equal their own pace, at their own pace. Like for me,
Yeah.
slow could be even 5 minutes. For you, slow could be 1 hour. Living at our own pace.
Yeah. Can you imagine as well, turning up somewhere and people just going, "Oh, hey, how you going?" No one's like, "Oh, you're late. You're late. You didn't stick to this time that we've,
Yeah,
see that clock on the wall that we have
yeah,
ticking? You were, this X amount of minutes late, and that makes you a terrible person."
yeah. No, that's
That
that's.
just wouldn't happen. You would just walk in and be like, "Oh, they said they get here when the sun was down, and they're here when the sun's down, and that's good enough for
Exactly,
me."
exactly. Because we put this strict timing in our life. That's like we have a schedule. Even if you're not working, you have a schedule of what? If your body, for example, I am one that I like to eat in like a. My grandma taught me that I like to eat early in the evening, but for me, early could be like my 7 p.m. and my 7:30 p.m., depending what time I wake up. That's my body telling me.
Yeah,
Even 9
your
p.m.
body tells
If
you.
I
Yeah.
woke up at 3 p.m., of course I'll never be eating at 7. But if I wake up late or early, it's my body that is telling me. It's like when I
Mm,
take a shower.
mm.
Because we have to listen if we listen really to what even just a small pain in ear, everything is telling something. Our thoughts, our mind, everything. If we
Everything,
connect with
yes.
our emotion and feeling and sensation, I think you must, how many things can be avoided? How many times we say to people, yes, I would like to go out, and say, yeah, me too. And then when you have to go out, for example, I don't feel too, what the fuck I said yes? Because
I
or maybe we said yes because we wanted, and then the day we feel that we want to take time for ourselves, stay home, watch
yeah,
movie,
yeah,
sleep, and we feel no, it's even part of always, because like I said, there is the spiritual world and the Western world about the psychology. Even in cognitive behavioral therapy, there are the functional rights. One of them is saying no, say yes, say I don't know. So even if I just at the end say I don't want to go because I don't feel, I don't, there is not real reason, because many people try to say no, I can, because no, just your body is telling you no. It's all about listening yourself. Your body is telling you to take a bath. Why I want to take a shower now? Maybe because your body is asking. It doesn't mean that you are not taking a shower for 3 years. Maybe you are not Louis 15. Just you just are, maybe just why it's like when you're hungry, why you eat, because your body is telling you to eat. It's the same thing, different needs.
yeah,
We
yeah,
listen to that when we are thirsty, when we are hungry, because those are strong, because we are used to pay attention to those sensations. But even if sometimes if we were trained about fasting, for example, we wouldn't feel the hungry sensation. It's all about feeling.
yeah,
It's all about feeling. Because if we feel out the breathing, we need to breathe correctly. If we feel the needs of taking our time, our space, we will start to even just saying sometimes, many, this could help so many people to just say no or yes, or even I want to, like I said, I want to go to the gym, and then I feel that I want to have that's what I feel too. Who cares? That's feeling good, because when you go back home, it's like, even if because even sometimes even food, that we're talking about food is another tool that should be used correctly. It's like because for people,
yeah.
food can keep the body not clean, yes, can help you to feel you more connected. Each one of us has a different way of eating. Each one of us has a different way of feeling. There are different, like water. I hear so many people nowadays, thankfully, saying that the water is the main source for them for cleansing, which is. And I'm so happy when I talk with people and I say water, when they say to me, do you want a beer? They take like and say, like your own bottle or your own whatever. No, I'm drinking that.
Yeah.
And her that was like really gigantic, and as an interview, it was like, oh, small bottle of water though. You're taking literally 3,000 gallons of water with you. It's a lake. But it's true, because all of us has different needs, but we only understand them if we slow down. So I think that Siðr can do that for people. I would give my suggestion to people, because I already listened the album. It's just literally listen Siðr. You're just given at least one shot, sitting, don't laying in the bed, don't doing nothing, headphones and not that, just listening throughout. Even if you can't breathe, doesn't matter. Just listen to it, and later maybe listen again if you with the trying to breathe more slow. I think it can be really helpful to connect. And maybe in the next album, we will have a lot of shaman. Like you will have your own path of ritual people, like Vigundr, like if you as a cake. So,
Oh, yeah.
No, really.
I'm really getting hungry. I'm really getting hungry now.
Yeah, no, man, that is
And it's like right before bed is the worst time to eat some cake. I don't actually
yeah.
have any cake now too. I don't have any cake. It's quite depressing actually.
You see, then
You've got me really fixated on the cake now.
In the next interview, we're gonna show up with the cake. Okay, so we're gonna start with breathing. So
We should do that. We should do that actually.
yeah,
we'll have a cheat day and just have a piece of cake.
We should do the next interview starting with a breathing exercise for the people.
Yeah.
And ending with a cake.
Yeah.
That's a good way, because we're about to getting hungry. For me, it's our lunch time. For you, I think it's dinner time, at almost after dinner time. So before ending, I want to
we deserve it. We deserve it.
Yeah, indeed. Just want to ask you where Siðr people can find it. I think in all the platform.
Yes. Spotify, Apple Music, and Bandcamp.
Okay.
Bandcamp as well.
And there are only digital copy.
A few of the other ones, but
you made only digital copy, or there are as well physical copy?
So I will have a physical copy coming out very soon. I'm working on it. Working on it. And I will of course announce it when it's ready. And I will open a merch store as well.
Okay.
And
a merch store.
Yeah, I will also announce that too.
That's cool with the cake. You should make a mug though, because that's important. A mug.
I've thought of that. I have thought of that, yes. With
your logo. That's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be beautiful. Like starting that,
yeah,
everything goes to the with the cake. We have to stop thinking about the cake. Okay, so what about your next? You're planning some live shows, like after the upcoming 2024/2025.
Yeah, I haven't got any lined up or anything, but I would like to do that in the future. Absolutely. I think that would be so much fun. And I would love to just have it, live, hear the music really loud.
Gonna be just you have to bring Siðr out in a stage for sure. But you are on a second album already. You will have 2 hours that for you. But just right now, enjoy this release, and really, I'm so happy that the people are starting to they already started to give you the right recognition and to follow your music, because since the first moment I saw your first video, like there's something different I like it. There's something that I need to explore, and even now I'm more convinced about that, and I'm happy to see like all these big views, and they're gonna just grow. because people feel it too. If you have a pure soul and do this with a good intention, a pure intention, just to show and to help and to heal and to guide, people can just perceive it in the same way. So what can I just say? We're gonna wait, maybe second up merch store open, I don't know, other interview when we feel to. We don't have to do it because when there's something to release, just whatever. Starting with the meditation, with the breath working, and ending with the cake. That's a promise. So for any of you that want to learn to breath, join us next time.
I think that's going to be the most popular interview.
Yeah, perhaps, yes.
Come to some cake.
Yeah, everyone gonna.
But we have to decide what kind of cake we're going to have. That's probably the most important thing to.
Yeah, of course, because it has to be, could be some different type of cake, because of course I don't think we have the same cake, or we can find one worldwide same cake for everyone. Just join us live, but buy this cake. And
no, I think it has to be different cakes each, because then we can show off each other's cake.
And you know what could be cool? Like when the merchandise open, launch to celebrate anyone with your mug and cake. That's like it's perfect. Like coffee, milk, or whatever, just milk or just alcohol. For one, put alcohol in the cup, mug, whatever, and not with a piece of cake. And we're gonna go insane. Imagine 20,000 people.
You've just given me great ideas for merch photos, actually.
Send me, I want to see it after you got it.
In case you weren't sure what to do with this mug, have it with some cake. That's one idea.
Super cool, yeah. So really, maybe it was really a pleasure talking with you, and thank you for bringing always beautiful energy, and remind always what is important and in the awakening, especially. And looking forward to just go and listen my album in the gym.
Awesome. And then reward yourself with that cake, because you've been dreaming about it for about an hour now, and I'm going to have dreams about cake because I'm not going to eat any. Okay. But thank you so much for having me on again, and it's lovely talking with you. And yeah, I look forward to the next time, especially now.
Yeah, but we have a purpose, the cake.
Now we have an excellent plan.
Then I'm gonna call it the cake interview. That's gonna be the...
Don't even say Vigundr, just say cake
in view
on Poison Rock today.
Exactly. Join us, and we're gonna stream all the album while we're eating
the cake. The cake ritual, yeah.
The cake. I like that, the cake ritual. But that's our ritual. The people that don't have to see that, they can join, but we are making the ritual.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
I wish you a beautiful evening and night. And
you a beautiful day.
You're gonna be soon on Saturday. Yes, I'm still on Friday.
Still Friday. Oh my God. It's still Friday today,
yeah.
Yes.
Bye.
Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure.
Bye.
Bye.